You're sitting alone with your phone in hand, staring at the screen, waiting for a reply that doesn't come. In your chest, anxiety twists like a knot. You're replaying every word of your last conversation, wondering if you said something wrong. Did you upset her? Is she pulling away? The mere thought of losing her makes your heart pound and your stomach sink. She's become your world, and the idea of that world crumbling terrifies you. So you find yourself walking on eggshells, doing anything to keep her happy, anything to avoid losing her. But here's the truth. She can sense that fear. Call it intuition, call it experience. Either way, she knows when a man is afraid to lose her, and that knowledge gives her the upper hand. Maybe she isn't consciously trying to manipulate you, but on some level, she feels your desperation. And when one person in a relationship is desperate to hold on, the other person holds all the power. If she knows you're afraid to walk away, she can get away with treating you however she wants. Every time you tolerate disrespect or neglect just to keep the peace, you're handing her the control. You're saying, without words, do what you want. I'll still be here. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine you're not afraid to walk away. Imagine you value yourself enough to say, enough. I will not stay in a relationship that disrespects me. Think about the power in that stance. It's called the power of walking away, and it's a man's secret advantage in relationships. When you have the courage to walk away, something remarkable happens. You become invulnerable to manipulation. Suddenly, the balance of power shifts back to you. She no longer has that stranglehold over your psyche, because you're no longer dependent on her for your sense of well-being. You're with her because you want to be, not because you need to be. I know this might sound extreme. After all, one of the scariest and most difficult things for any man in love to do is walk away from the woman he loves, especially when he still cares about her deeply. Your instincts scream at you to hold on tighter when you feel her slipping away. Walking away feels like the last thing you want to do. It feels like giving up, like losing the most important person in your life. But ask yourself, what is the alternative? Are you going to cling to her at any cost, even if she treats you poorly? Staying, no matter how badly she treats you, isn't love or strength. It's fear. It's weakness. As one relationship coach pointed out, fighting for her when she's not fighting for you isn't really coming from a place of strength. In fact, accepting her wants and demands at the cost of your own needs is a sign of weakness. True strength is having the self-respect to walk away when a relationship crosses the line. You might have heard that in any negotiation, the side willing to walk away holds the power. If you're not ready to walk away, you have no bargaining power at all. The same principle applies to relationships. If you can look the woman you love in the eye and calmly convey, "I want you in my life, but I do not need you to be happy," then you cannot be coerced by fear of loss. In that moment, you become a man who won't be pushed around by desperation. Being able to say, "I love you, but I won't lose myself to keep you," is immensely powerful. This isn't about playing games or using reverse psychology. It only works if you truly mean it. Walking away as an empty bluff will backfire. If she calls your bluff and you crawl back, you'll lose even more respect. So don't fake it. The power of walking away only works when it comes from genuine self-worth. You're not slamming the door in anger. You're calmly closing it because you refuse to stay where you're not respected. This approach applies to countless situations. If she cheats on you or constantly disrespects you, walk away. If she strings you along or won't invest in the relationship, walk away. Walking away is the ultimate test. It forces a simple outcome. Either she realizes she could truly lose you and decides to change her behavior, or she doesn't, and the relationship ends. Either way, you regain your dignity and freedom. Some people will say that walking away is weak or accuse you of giving up too easily. They'll insist a real man fights for his woman no matter what. But what exactly are you fighting for if she isn't treating you right? Is it really strength to fight tooth and nail for someone who cheats on you, belittles you, or ignores your needs? Is it courage to accept abuse and call it love? No, that's not courage. It's self-betrayal. There is nothing strong about tolerating disrespect. Real courage is standing up for yourself, even if it means standing alone. It actually takes far more strength to walk away from a toxic, one-sided situation than to stay in it. If you've ever had to walk away from someone you loved because they were hurting you, you know exactly how much strength that takes. It's painful and scary, but sometimes that is the price of self-respect. Here's the irony. When you embody that strength, she feels it. She will respect you more when she sees you respect yourself. If she has any genuine care for you, seeing you stand up for yourself can be a wake-up call. As long as you were willing to put up with anything, she had no incentive to change. But the moment you say, "This isn't going to work for me," and truly mean it, you flip the dynamic. On the surface, she might get angry or try to guilt trip you for asserting yourself. She might protest that you're giving up on us. But deep down, a part of her will register that you have a backbone, that you are a man with standards, and that is ultimately more attractive. No healthy woman really wants a doormat. Yes, she may have gotten her way when you always caved in, but what she lost was her respect for you. Once respect is gone, love and attraction usually follow it out the door. By finally refusing to be a doormat, you actually give her a chance to respect you again. And without respect, there is no real love. Of course, there's also the chance that she won't change. When you assert yourself and make it clear you'll walk away, she might simply let you go. That can hurt like hell. But think about what it tells you. It means she was willing to lose you rather than treat you right. It means she didn't value you enough to even try to meet you halfway. If that's the case, then walking away is a blessing in disguise. You dodged a bullet. You freed yourself from a one-sided relationship that would have only drained your joy and confidence. As hard as it is in the moment, it's better to be alone than to be with someone who doesn't appreciate your worth. And never forget, you were okay before you met her, and you will be okay after her. It might not feel like it right now, but you will stand on your own feet again and find happiness within yourself. One day, you'll look back and wonder why you ever settled for being treated poorly. At the core of all this is a principle of self-sufficiency. It's the mindset of being whole and confident on your own. One wise lesson put it this way: codependency is, "I need you, baby," and love is, "I want you, but I don't need you, baby." In other words, your happiness isn't handcuffed to her presence in your life. You can love her with all your heart, but still know deep down that you would survive and remain you if she left. Because you know that, you won't tolerate a relationship that tramples your dignity. "I want you, but I don't need you" becomes your truth as a man secure in himself. It's not a threat or an insult. It's an expression of healthy love. It says, "I do desire you and choose to be with you, but I'm not afraid to lose you. If this relationship stops being respectful, my world will not collapse without you." When you truly believe this, you become practically unmanipulable. Think about it. How could anyone control you with the threat of leaving if you're not afraid of being left? If she were to say, "Do this or I'm gone," you would be able to calmly respond, "I don't want to lose you, but if that's what you feel you need to do, I understand." Imagine the power of that response. Suddenly, her ultimatum falls flat. She can't bend you to her will because her leaving, while sad, won't destroy you. By being willing to be alone rather than disrespected, you call her bluff. This is your ace in the hole. As long as you're terrified of her walking away, you'll likely bend over backwards to prevent it, and in doing so, you hand her control. But the minute you lose that fear, you become free. You start making choices based on mutual respect and genuine desire, not on panic or neediness. So, how do you cultivate this kind of strength? Start by building a life that is rich and fulfilling. with or without a girlfriend. Invest in yourself, your passions, your friendships, your career, your health. The more you recognize your own value and create a life you enjoy, the less you'll feel like you need any particular woman in order to be happy. You'll want a loving partner, but you won't be dependent. Also, set clear boundaries about what you will and won't accept in a relationship. Take some time to honestly decide what your deal breakers are. For example, you might decide that cheating, intentional disrespect, or a completely one-sided effort are things you will never tolerate. Knowing this ahead of time steels you. If one of those lines gets crossed, you'll know that it's time to walk away, no second guessing. And when you do draw a line, stick to it. Don't make empty threats. If you say, "I can't stay," if this continues, then you must be prepared to leave and not look back. This doesn't mean you issue ultimatums left and right. It means you quietly know your own limits, and you enforce them calmly but firmly when necessary. None of this is easy. In fact, it might be some of the hardest inner work you ever do. Overcoming the fear of loss can feel like ripping out a part of yourself. You'll have to face down feelings of loneliness and insecurity. You might wrestle with guilt for putting yourself first, but it is worth it. Because the man who can stand on his own, who can face the possibility of an empty bed and still hold his head high, that man is truly strong. That man cannot be controlled by anyone's threats or whims. That man commands respect from others and from himself. And ironically, that is exactly the kind of man who ends up finding a healthier, happier love. Maybe your willingness to walk away will snap your current partner into reality, and she'll treat you better, leading to a stronger relationship than ever. Or maybe she won't, and you'll walk, and later meet someone who truly respects and cherishes you. Either way, you win by not betraying yourself. Either way, you've saved yourself from living in fear. In the end, your willingness to lose her is your ultimate advantage. It ensures that any relationship you stay in is one where you're valued. It forces the relationship to either improve or to end, so that you're never stuck indefinitely in a bad situation. It puts your destiny back in your hands. You're no longer hostage to "what if she leaves?" because you know you'll be fine even if she does. So, my friend, never forget your worth. You deserve a relationship built on mutual respect, not on one-sided desperation. The next time you feel that panicked urge to beg, appease, or surrender your dignity just to keep her, take a deep breath. Remind yourself quietly, "I want her, but I don't need her. I was okay before her, and I'll be okay if she's gone." Feel the strength of those words. Stand up straight and remember who you are. You are a man who will walk away from any relationship that diminishes you. In your willingness to lose her, you gain yourself, and that is a power no one can take away from you.